Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Lawn Chair Sports episode. Who gives a shit? It's Andy's birthday. So birthday pod, big pod today. He's wearing his favorite Celtics hat on his birthday. It is team color, so Lawn Chair Sports does approve.
Yep.
We have quite the episode in front of us today. As you can see, we have 6 very large beers. We're going to be consuming all 6 of these by the end of this podcast. Andy has already stated that he's going to have to take a couple bathroom breaks. So if this episode seems more choppy than others, that is why.
Yeah.
I'm also kind of possibly interested in just, if you do have to go to the bathroom, I'll just talk about something I want to during that period.
That's a good point.
And I'll just have to make it brief, knowing that you'll probably pee quick. So we might just let it flow all the way through. The thing I'm most worried about is just Andy really running into the camera. That's my main concern. Or his microphone just falling completely when he tries to get out of the chair, as these microphone stands are some of the hardest to maneuver in the game. So
yeah, all valid.
Right off the rip, Russini, Vrabel. This story has taken over America, Andy, and it's taken over our TikTok and Instagram. People are going wild.
No, this story has taken over. The latest development, Dianna Russini, she is resigned from The Athletic in the midst of their investigation into her relationship with Mike Vrabel. And I think this whole story, it's getting a little bit blown out of proportion. Like, if you were in a coma and you just woke up and saw someone on TV talking about Dianna Russini, you would probably think that she killed someone. Like, she's being talked about like she's worse than people in the Epstein files. And I don't know. I just look at this. I think that there have been, coach or athlete and reporter relationships in the past that we probably didn't know about. There will be them again in the future. And I actually think Skip Bayless had a good point when talking about this. He brought up that there are plenty of male reporters who, get buddy-buddy with the coaches, even some of the players. They'll go get beers together. They'll play golf. They'll go out on the boat. And it's a mutually beneficial relationship. It's, hey, you let me break the story first. I'll cover you in a good light. I think the reaction is it's a bit much.
Well, I disagree. I mean, I think, honestly, I'm looking at this from a different angle. There's one person in this whole scenario who hasn't had their life ruined, and it needs to be ruined, and that's Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel is obviously the culprit in this whole scenario. Russini was taken advantage of, given Vrabel's position. This is a classic Me Too movement that needs to take place right now, and Mike Vrabel should have to resign from the New England Patriots. This is unacceptable behavior from an NFL head coach. This goes against the crest of the league. Roger Goodell should put down the Patriots head coach, Mike Vrabel, in a very, very message-forward way that this will never, ever happen again in the NFL. Mike Vrabel should have to go in, give an apology to all the players for putting him through this misery, and he should get fired publicly, and he should start a podcast with Dianna Russini called What did you say? You had a
Something
good joke.
NFL Insiders?
Yeah. You should call it NFL Insider.
Right.
That should be the name of the podcast.
Yeah.
Which would be hilarious. So, all right, just to recap, he should be fired. Then he should start a podcast with Dianna Russini called NFL Insider. That would be hilarious.
Wow. Yeah, it would be crazy if the Patriots, any NFL team having to replace their head coach at this point in the offseason would be a complete nightmare. But if it came to that, you do have to imagine that former Michigan head coach Sharon Moore would probably be a leading candidate. It came out this week. He will not face any criminal penalties for the mishaps at Michigan, but wild things ahead. I mean, as a Patriots fan, you don't love it. It's like, yeah, Mike Vrabel, he can do what he pleases, but you kind of wonder, like, is this guy's head in the right place? Like,
which head?
I kind of want a guy who's got a simple life, who's locked in on football. It's like these coaches preach all the time, like no distractions. The last thing you want to be is a distraction of the team. Mike Vrabel also always preaches at the podium, it's about the players. It's not about me. It's about the players. And right now, we're coming off a great season for Drake May. The team overachieved. They're in the Super Bowl. And now everyone's just talking about Vrabel slinging that dick around. The story of the offseason should be the players. I don't know. It's
yeah, but you got to think.
I don't like the direction of this.
You got to think, Andy, like, when you grow up, you think your teachers are these role models and good people. Then you grow up out of it, and you realize that most of those teachers are doing drugs and drinking on the weekend and going to festivals and going absolutely nuts. It's kind of like what happened to Mike Vrabel here. I think the reason he's acting out is because his father figure, his role model in the NFL, Bill Belichick has also gone off the deep end. Bill Belichick was a no-nonsense guy. Nothing got in the way. And then Vrabel has to watch Belichick basically wither away with this fucking girlfriend of his and just ruin his life. And he probably thought, you know what? If my main role model is doing this kind of stuff, nothing means anything anymore. And I am going to take Dianna Russini down.
Yeah. No, it's a valid point. There's a weird history brewing in New England where coaches and, owners just can't really seem to keep it in their pants. Like we're hearing way too much about their business in the bedroom. Like, it's crazy.
No, it's absolutely crazy. But before we move on to any other topic, we got to address these beers on the table. So let's grab them. Let's do a cheers. Happy birthday.
Appreciate you.
Andy is no longer in his 20s, and he wasn't last year either.
Yep.
Oh, man. These are big beers. So I'm just trying to think if our podcast is an hour long. Yeah, we're gonna have to power through these.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be tough because normally we just talk the whole time.
Right.
And so there's not as many pauses of having to chug beer. So the cadence of the episode might be a little bit unusual.
But it could be a great filibuster. Like if you were just stumped by a question, I'm like, what are your thoughts? And here you're like,
right. That's a veteran move.
Take a sip, actually.
Yeah, that's a veteran move. All right, what do we have next on the agenda?
Yeah, next up, I think we got to get into the Masters. It happened last weekend, but the Masters, it's come and gone. Rory McIlroy wins his second consecutive Masters, and I'm just going to jump into it. I think everybody in the golf world right now is a complete freaking spoon, and Rory McIlroy, he is number one on the list. It is just, oh my God, these guys. There was one point during the Masters where Jordan Spieth hit a big-time shot, and he was pumping his fist. He was like, yeah! And it's just, for a sport that's really hard to play, and the guys, they are multi-millionaires. They have the best lives. He's just looked like such a freaking dork still. It's like, these guys, first of all, they need to wear actually athletic attire. Like, there's so much snobbiness around golf. These guys dress like they're going to their office job where they have AI do all the work for them. It doesn't look right. I don't know.
Well,
the
state of golf is in absolute and utter chaos right now. Live Golf is about to not get funded by the Saudi fund anymore, so that's all going to fall out. The PGA has the worst superstar in sports right now. The two worst top superstars in sports ever, Rory McIlroy and Scottie Scheffler. Scottie Scheffler is a boring wooden plank. He has no personality, and he's more interested in being a good dad than a good golfer, which is bad for the sport. Rory McIlroy is the most hateable guy I've ever seen play golf. This guy who's not even from the United States, he's from the UK, and he just comes over here with a smug attitude, and he makes everyone, feel bad for Rory. No, he's a dick. Everybody he plays with in the Masters in the final round said the same thing. He doesn't even talk to him. He's not even cordial during the match. He's an absolute dick. Rory McIlroy has been rude to fans over and over and over again. We've actually made a video of him at the Ryder Cup where he's literally cursing at the fans. This is utter nonsense that Rory McIlroy is at the top of this game. We need another golfer to come in here and beat his ass fairly and the right way. Bryson DeChambeau, wake up. Where are you? Live Golf's about to fold. You got to get back into the PGA and take over the top dog. You're the only entertaining golfer in the entire game.
Yeah, I agree with that. And isn't it funny how it seemed like everyone hated him? Like, he's the one guy who had something behind those eyes, like actually a little bit of personality, and everyone just thought he was an annoying prick. But that's another thing you talked about. Yeah, Rory getting on the fans for making noise. That's my other thing about golf. It's like, it's the one sport where if people mess up, they will just blame external factors on their shortcomings. Like, we've probably all had a moment where you're at a golf course and some frustrated old guy shanks a shot and then just flips out like, oh my God, someone was talking to my backswing. Like, oh, the group of teenagers is playing music 200 yards away. That's why I effed it up. It's like, hey, buddy, ever think that you need to just get back in the lab and sharpen up your craft, okay? Because you're the one swinging that club. It's like these guys need complete silence to operate. I compare that to a field goal kicker in the NFL. He has 80,000 people in a stadium yelling at him, telling him to kill himself, and he still locks in and nails the kick. So it's hard for me to look at these golfers seriously. They need complete silence to operate.
No, I agree. And I think this is actually a good segue into what we wanted to talk about, which was the baseball player who kind of going off the rails. But in sports in general, right? It seems like every sport is now trying to establish where they lie on the fact of, can fans be mean to the players, and what is the players' proper response to this? Obviously, the NBA, they're absolute babies. You call them a bad free throw shooter, and they'll call a timeout, point to the guy in the stands, and get him kicked out with no due diligence as to whether he actually said anything bad or not. You got golf, where if you sneeze at the wrong time, you could be banned from the event forever. You have baseball, which this story is a little bit different in terms of the actual content of it, but I'll kind of let you explain what's going on.
Yeah, it's a bit dark. We're talking Red Sox outfielder Jarren Duran. He's been open with his struggles with mental health. You know, in 2022, he revealed that he attempted to take his own life. And there have been some moments over the years where fans they've made heckles directly referencing this suicide attempt. It happened last year in Cleveland, and it happened just this past week in Minnesota, where a fan told him to go kill himself. And Duran responded by flipping the fan off. Now, a lot of the reaction in Boston and nationally is, Jarren Duran, this guy, he needs to reel it in. Like, you can't have a situation where every 2 months you're flipping out at a fan or having a meltdown. Honestly, I kind of like the reaction. Relative to how the NBA players handle this crap, first of all, if a fan yells, "You should kill yourself," that's behavior that should get you tossed from a game. I'm talking about in any sport. I kind of like how Jarren Duran just says, you know what, F you too then. I'm going to flip you off. He did not point out the fan. As far as I know, the fan was not removed from the game. I think he actually should have been, but Duran said, I don't even care about that, but I'm just going to hit you with a bird. I compare that to Russell Westbrook, who's pointing out fans and getting them tossed from the game for calling him Westbrick. Like,
Ridiculous.
what are we doing? It's so, honestly, I'm pro Jarren Duran. Everyone's going to say, hey, he needs to reel in the emotions. You know what it is? He's probably never going to be the face of Major League Baseball. He's a little bit of a hothead, but he's not a criminal. He's not a menace to society. He's a fiery dude. I'm good with it.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, anybody who's listening, anybody who's watching this would do the same thing in his shoes. If you had those mental health struggles and no one gave a crap and was telling you to kill yourself, you would want to kill them. And the fact that they just keep going after him, I think it's low class for all these fans to keep doing it. And, I'm a big heckler. I love a good heckle, but you have to be witty in your heckle. It's like a stand-up comedian who says a racist joke. It's like you can't just say something racist because you're on a stand-up stage. It has to be funny. If it's funny, you can get things through. But, like, the comedians who just go up there, like, I go to open mics sometimes.
Yeah.
And people just get up there and say the most heinous things, and they're not funny. And then you just kind of look at them like, dude, you're not funny, and you've made, like, child pedophilia jokes for the last 5 minutes. We just think you're a creep.
Yeah. Like, are you trying to tell us something here?
This is not okay. You can't say that stuff. You can if it's funny and in a joke, but when it's taken out of context, like it's not actually a joke and they're actually saying it to him, it's like, come on, man, grow up.
Yeah. It's crazy. I think the saddest part of this story is after the fact, Jarren Duran, he basically said, you know what? It's probably my fault for going public with, my struggles with mental health. That was a mistake. I brought this on myself. It's like, that's terrible. These guys, these athletes, they should feel comfortable.
Imagine if Simone Biles, people were doing this to her. It would be like a national uprising. So the difference between men and women here is playing a difference too. Because I'm telling you, if one woman athlete came out about mental health, it'd be taken very seriously. But since we're men, we're not supposed to have feelings. We're not supposed to cry. Well, I don't know, man. Men have it bad in this country. I will say that. Men have it bad. On one hand, everyone's like, hey, men need to be more emotional. Men need to be more as soon as they're emotional, pussy, fucking loser. What a loser. I hope this guy kills himself. You just can't be vulnerable anymore. You have to be a stoic. Apparently, we just have to be stoic people who just like don't care about anything.
Yeah, it's crazy. People do like a good stoic man. I don't know. I'm saying get well soon, Jarren Duran. I support him. He can flip the bird to anyone he would like. I think he's going about it the right way.
I mean, more the merrier.
Yeah.
I like it. Keep them coming, man.
It's like
I like
my
it.
kind of guy right there. All right. Another thing happened last weekend, Coachella. It was the talk of town. Everyone's talking, oh, my God, did you see Bieber? He was playing his YouTube videos. I'm going to hit off the rip. Coachella is absolutely insufferable. I'm never someone who roots for kind of tragedies that affect a lot of people, but just hypothetically, I would say if there happened to be kind of, call it, a sinkhole that opened up in the ground, the spot where Coachella was, and everyone at the event kind of fell in it, be very sad, of course. I think we would bounce back just fine as society. It's got to be the most insufferable event ever created. I'm talking about performers. I'm talking about anyone who goes to it. And you might be thinking, hey, I don't know, Coachella seems cool. I want to go. No, exactly. I'm talking about you. It's awful. You could not pay me to go to one of these things.
Yeah, so it's funny you bring that up. So my wife out of nowhere, just like 4 days before Coachella, she's like, oh my God, did you see that Justin Bieber and Sabrina Carpenter are performing at Coachella?
What?
I was like, well, no, I didn't, because I'm not paying attention to that at all. And she's like, I'm thinking about just buying tickets right now. Let's get tickets. We'll fly out there. I'm like, Karina, number one, the tickets to fly from Tampa to LA are exorbitant right now, given the blockade situation. Number two, you can't take off work that quick. Number three, we are not wasting a vacation day to go to Coachella, because the media, social media has done to her what it probably does to everyone that goes to that. It paints this picture that this is some sort of place that people actually want to be, when in all reality, the actual day-to-day misery that's involved in going to Coachella is honestly unmeasurable to most people. Let's just break it down. Number one, you got to fly there. Number two, you got to find accommodations. A lot of people camp on site. The camping on site thing is the most disgusting thing ever. You think it's going to be fun when you're fun with your friends. You saw a TikTok of someone putting a fan in a tent. No. It is grimy people who don't shower. Most of these people are just smoking weed or doing drugs the entire day. They're not clean people. They're not people you want to be around. They're also not people you want to be around without a lock on your tent. They're not like good people. That's number one. The shower situation is filthy and disgusting. You're talking about portable showers. You having to wear sandals. You're getting warts all over your feet. It is grimy disgust. You're having to wait in line an hour to shower. Then, just to go to the concert, apparently from where they're having to sleep, they're having to walk about a mile in the desert just to get to the entrance. And then once you get to the entrance, it's packed. You have these security guards are all assholes. You go inside. Oh my God, you finally made it through that misery. You get inside. The hot dogs are like $78. Everything's a disaster. Everyone ran to Justin Bieber, has been like basically camping there for 2 weeks to get to the front stage. You can't even see anything. Everyone's packed up against you. People are like just scooting by you, saying their friends up there, and then you like watch them and their friend's actually not up there. You just got cut again. And you're just packed in like a sardine with these. It is chaos that people actually pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for this. So I did not end up going to Coachella. My wife watched all these performances, got snippets from, like TikTok and X. And yeah, I do have some stuff to say about Bieber's performance, man. I mean, it is kind of ridiculous that this guy's getting paid like $10 million and he just gets up on stage with a laptop and he's playing his YouTube videos and just doing karaoke to them. I don't like that. I do think he should have given a performance. That's bullshit.
No, he completely mailed it in. And I feel like a lot of these artists get by just being like, oh, I'm just like misunderstood. I'm like an eccentric, emotional person, man. It's like, no, you're kind of just being a dick and mailing it in for these people who paid crazy money to be at this live show. You're like, no one gets me, man. My life's so hard. It's like, dude, just pick up the microphone, do your little dance on stage, put on some amount of a show. It's like playing YouTube videos is crazy.
Well, you want to talk about live performances being absolutely just dead in this world? Justin Bieber just killed live performances forever. That was disgusting what he did on stage. The fact that people were like, wow, that was Justin, talking to himself like from 15 years ago. No, it was Justin not paying for the set, not paying for backup dancers, not trying. I mean, this guy grifted an entire generation of people during this performance. Justin Bieber can go fuck himself. I'm so over, Justin had such a rough childhood. No, he didn't. He was a multi-millionaire kid. Why? Since when in the world is that having a rough childhood?
Sometimes they say it's lonely at the top,
No, it's not lonely at the top. He had plenty of friends. He had Scooter Braun. He had P. Diddy. He had
Cosby.
He had Cosby. He had all the Baldwin brothers.
Right.
Which is kind of awesome. He had any Toronto Maple Leafs player he was friends with. So, any of the Nelk boys. So I mean, dude, he was fine.
Yeah, I don't know. Coachella, it's just, you know what it is? Music festivals, not for me. It's not for me to understand.
Sabrina Carpenter also performed. She gave a completely different performance. Actually,
Yeah.
nailed it on stage.
She always gives a good performance.
She gives a great performance. Now, here's the thing about Sabrina Carpenter that I think has the men in this country kind of split. There's like, apparently, women in this country think Sabrina Carpenter is like the most beautiful woman on earth. Like, women adore Sabrina Carpenter. They think she's beautiful, hot, like the definition of what it means to be a hot woman. And then you talk to guys, and guys will be like, yeah, she's good looking. But not one guy I've ever talked to is like, she is the hottest person in the world.
Yeah, it's tough. I feel like it's like she gets super done up for these performances. So it's like, the act is phenomenal. But it's like, as far as I know, like most women or any people in general don't like wake up with the glitter on their face. So it's just, I don't know. I think
Is she the hottest person on earth?
probably not. Like,
No, in your opinion.
I don't think so.
There
Like
you
I
go.
actually, like I think if she just probably was wearing like normal clothes and just was not all done up, like could walk down the street and you'd probably be like, "Wow, that's a good-looking girl," but you probably wouldn't be like, "Holy shit." I don't know.
Yeah.
I think she's like, it's probably just like a pretty like regular standard, but it's it's.
But that's what I'm saying. So like, but I'm saying like legitimately,
She's done
that's
up quite nicely.
most guys' feelings is that you go talk to a girl, man.
Sure.
They are head over heels for this lady. It's
Yeah.
insane.
It's
The dichotomy is nuts.
she's a hell of a performer though.
Like I
will
think
say.
everyone can agree. Like J-Lo, like most people would say, yes, she's a very good looking person, man or woman. She's like, wow, she's 50 years old, still looks like that. Okay, very good looking. But Sabrina Carpenter has people on the fence, man.
Yeah, I'm a pretty big Sabrina fan, but I get it. It's like there's some like enhancements going on.
No, I mean, no, she's just, I don't know. She's normally, I think she's good looking, but it's,
No,
I can't say too much.
I've seen this discourse. I
Yes.
have seen this discourse. So
But what were we going to talk about with her?
yeah, it's you know what? It'd probably be better if I knew the story in full. But I'm just gonna say what I know. It sounds like there was a person in the crowd who, at one point, they were like making like a yodeling sound. They were like kind of just shouting something out loud. She didn't know what was going on. She was like, "Hey, who's doing that? Why are you yodeling? What's going on?" Valid question, right? She's like, "Hey, you're not only supposed to talk to the performance." It turns out, I guess this person, whatever country they're from, it may be in Africa. I am not really sure. I actually don't know. I probably should have researched this more. Apparently, it is kind of like a classic. It just goes back to their roots. It's something they like to do in their country. They do like a yodel type thing. And the internet, they have it in for Sabrina Carpenter. They're saying she should be canceled. She needs to issue an apology. People are saying classic ignorant American. How could you not know that it is a classic African thing to be yodeling during a performance? Where I feel like if we polled the world, no one knew that. Like literally no one knew that was a thing. We're just looking for reasons to be upset with these people. It's like not anything people say or do has like some awful like racist meaning behind it. I think she was just like, "Oh, what is that? Is someone yelling?" Valid question. People are up in arms for no freaking reason.
I agree. I'm going to move the soldiers up here, but the overreaction culture has become insufferable. And it's funny because they all intersect. They all overlap. It's a Venn diagram of people here. It's the people who complain about artists getting mad at yodelers for not knowing it's a native thing, and people who go to Coachella. And it's just funny that they're both the same person. They're the same person. They're the same person who's like, Sabrina Carpenter, oh my God, she's the best ever. Then goes home and goes like, oh my God, actually, she's super ignorant. She should have not said that out loud. Like, she needs to issue an apology. They all just, like you said, need to go in that sinkhole.
Yeah, it was the reaction's crazy. I don't know what people would do. And they had people on their side being like, "Oh my God," just because like Sabrina Carpenter, she was not happy when the U.S. Department of Defense, I don't know, whatever department it is, they used one of her songs in a video promoting ICE. She was pretty upset. She's like, "I don't stand for this. That's disgusting. Stop using my song." People are like, "Wow, look at the hypocrisy. You didn't want your song associated with ICE, but you didn't know about native yodeling. Like, look in the mirror, Sabrina." So I don't know. You really just can never make everyone happy.
Speaking about ice, man, number one, very important in drinks. Very important in
Right.
drinks. Number two, my barber the guy who owns the barbershop, I just went in for my last haircut, and I feel like the ice thing's kind of like faded out a little bit too from like the last month and a half.
Sure.
He like just recently in the past week put out like a huge like no ice sign in the front, and then he was wearing a hat that said like fuck ice. He was wearing an ice out hat as well, and it just kind of like I was just like, dude, you think there's any chance? Just curious, if I can just get my hair cut today and not think about immigration policing, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but why does the barber have to just blatantly put out his political stance like that? And also with everything going on in this world, all the tragedies, all the mishaps, all the poor people, all the people getting slaughtered, all the people hungry. Is that really the most important thing right now? I just don't think it is.
Yeah, it is crazy. It's first of all, I could tell he did a hell of a job. He knows his craft. I mean, the guy can cut some hair.
Yeah, the guy knows how to slice and dice up top of the lettuce.
You said you got a haircut today?
No, this past week.
Shit.
But
I got a haircut today.
oh yeah,
I did.
Well, I didn't see because you're wearing a hat.
I'm wearing a hat, but yeah, you can see
Show the people.
I thought about going no hat on the pod too, but I'm like, you know what? We do hats. We usually do hats.
We usually do hats. It's
That's kind of
no,
our
it's a
thing.
no hat day. I got to go to dinner after this, but no, I don't know. I think the ice thing is kind of played out for me. Also, it's just funny because when you talk to people who are like, "Yeah, we fucking hate ice," I'm like, "Do you know what ice is though?" They're like, "Not really."
Right.
And then you go like, "Well, you know they like actually have arrested like some really bad people." They're like, "No, I just don't like them." Okay. Yep, cool. I mean, there's no point to argue. I mean, if you're arguing with people over this stuff anyway, what are you doing? Just nod and agree and just believe in what you want to believe in. Who gives a shit?
Right, because then what happens, like, then you end up just, like, losing friends because you disagree over, like, some shit that neither of you actually really even cared about all that much. So it's like, you look up, you're like, wow, I've isolated myself because of some political shit that, like, didn't even really care about, and whoever's calling the shots actually, like, doesn't even view me as a person. So the whole thing is crazy. I feel like we live in a time where people are convinced they need to have a strong opinion about everything.
Everything.
Like, it's rare to hear someone be like, I don't know a lot about that. Therefore, I don't feel very strongly about it. But as far as, barber, it's like, if they can cut hair, I could not care less what their beliefs are.
No, I
like,
agree.
You find a good barber, they fucking crush it. The lady who does my hair, she's incredible. Been going there for about 2 years. She could have probably the most heinous beliefs imaginable. And I would be like, hell yeah. See you in 4 weeks. Like, we're running this back.
No, absolutely. And no, I agree with you. I got a funny story though. So speaking of making political beliefs your identity and losing sight of like the reality of what's going on in the world, I have a lot of people who live in Montreal, Canada. Friends with a lot of them. There was one gentleman who was going to come down and with his parents and visit the west coast of Florida for spring training. They wanted to go to their big Toronto Blue Jays fans, so they were going to go to a spring training game. And so he had been texting me for about a month before, and he was like, hey, where's the best place to stay? Hey, well, let's go out when I come down. I'm like, oh, yeah, this is going to be fun. Yeah, let's do it. And the week before he was supposed to come, he texted me and goes, hey, my parents decided that we're not going to come down there. I was like, oh, okay. Why, if you don't mind me asking?
Because of ice.
He goes, due to the political environment that's going on down there right now, they feel more comfortable visiting Mexico. And I said, oh, okay. Well, the funny fucking part was the same week they went to Mexico because we are, quote, too politically, I guess, extreme for them. They went to Puerto Vallarta, and that was the week that the fucking the gang, what do they call them?
The cartel?
Yeah, there was the week the cartel like took over all the resorts and like killed a couple Canadians. And it was just funny because it was a classic moment of all the stuff they were ingesting and getting mad over in the United States is not actually happening on the ground here. No one on the west coast of Florida cares about anything. We're just like, hey, are you going to the bar tonight? They're like, nah, not tonight. I'm going to the beach. And we're like, oh, yeah. Oh, shit, I haven't been to the beach in like a week. I need to go to the beach next week. That is the extent of the conversations that are going on down here. So it's funny when Canadians are like, oh, no, they're all just like Trump support. No, we're worried about not paying taxes and just like, should we go to the beach or the bar? That's literally the main three things we're worried about.
Yeah. It's like he won by a close margin, and like now a lot of people are already pretty pissed about the second term. But The funniest myth that's in existence right now is that Florida in the United States is the most politically radical place in the entire world. It's like, I swear to God, the perception from the outside is wild. It's like, you walk down the street, we're sitting in a room talking about politics right now, but I feel like it never comes up. Like, most people I know have hobbies. They're like, I like going to the beach. I like tennis. I like going running. It's like, I don't know. It's not that crazy. And I've talked to people where they've said, well, like, I mean, Florida, I mean, that's like as red as it gets. It's as red as it gets. Florida voted for Barack Obama in 2012.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually not that red.
It was a blue state forever.
Yeah.
And it, like, just barely flipped to the red.
You want to see red. Wyoming. That's red.
Wyoming.
That's red.
The South. I mean, the funny thing, too, about Florida is you want to know how politically serious we are. See how serious we are for being sports fans. It's like all these people who claim they're Bucks fans or Rays fans, they don't watch any of the games. They don't care about it. They listen to none of the off-season talk. They don't care at all. You know why? Because they have stuff to do. They have things to look forward to. They have plans. They have a life. Us being from the Northeast, growing up in Buffalo, New York, myself, all we had was the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all we focused on. I mean, people were planning their tailgates a year in advance. They'd be like, hey, are you coming to the Colts game next year? You're like, I don't know, man. We just lost the playoffs, so like the schedule's not even out yet. They're like, I know, but we're throwing a big tailgate. We're getting the school bus again. Are you guys on? Like, can I count on you if we get the school bus again? It's like, is there anything else we can talk about for 7 months before we have to get on a shitty school bus that the public school system needs extra money, so they rent them out on the weekends to go to Ralph Wilson Stadium to see the Bills play? It's kind of fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it is funny. It's like, I do like to shit on the phony fans here in Florida, but I completely get it. It's like, there's better shit going on. I don't know. I mean, if someone's like, hey, want to go get some beers or go to the beach, I'm like, oof. I wanted to watch our 162, but like this Red Sox game is gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to watch the highlights.
That's what I'm saying, and it happens with a lot of things in life where you wake up a lot of times in St. Pete, and you wake up and you go, you know what? Today I'm gonna do X, Y, Z, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. So you start drinking your coffee, and then you're like, oh, what? Oh, people are day drinking by the water again. Yeah, fuck everything I was going to do. I'm day drinking by the water. That's what I'm going to do today.
Yeah, it's a blast down here. So it is funny that I feel like people are just like terrified. They think it's some politically radical place. We're having a grand old time down here. Like, it's awesome.
It's kind of funny because I feel like the rest of the country is just so like angry and stuff. I'm telling you, man, people down here are not angry. Everyone's in a pretty good mood. At least in St. Pete. I don't know. I can't speak on Tampa or Parrish, Florida. I can speak on St. Pete. St. Pete is thriving right now.
St. Pete's incredible.
And we are day drinking all day tomorrow.
We are.
This guy, I might even take the time to edit this and pop up the little poster for your birthday party tomorrow. But I think we're going Hawaiian shirts.
We're absolutely going Hawaiian shirts. I can't wait. It's going to be dynamite. I scored a Hawaiian shirt last weekend. It spoke to me. That's coming out.
I'm wearing the same one I got last weekend, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's round 2 for the Hawaiian shirts. Big time. We should wear those on the pod next episode.
I'm down.
Yeah.
I would love to wear them on the pod. Yeah, it's, fans of the program, come out, join us. We're going to put the details in our story. But, yeah, if you want to meet your favorite podcast hosts, even if you hate us, come tell us why we suck.
Yeah, and obviously this won't be posted probably before the party, but still, you should come.
Exactly. All right,
back to some content.
Right, back to content. I mean, we've hit on a lot. Okay. This is probably the biggest story in sports right now. Remember Allbirds?
Oh, I do remember Allbirds, yes.
Allbirds, I feel like they were all the rage. Around 2019-ish. It's like, if you didn't have Allbirds, you were missing out.
It was Silicon Valley's shoe.
It's crazy. I guess Allbirds, they've hit kind of a rough patch in the shoe business. They announced a radical pivot earlier this week. They said, shoes out, we're pivoting to AI. I couldn't believe it. What was your reaction to this radical shift?
AI Allbirds, I am all in. Stock price went up 800% in one day. This just they just provide a playbook for every single company who needs a quick cash injection. This is the best move a CEO has made in the history of businesses. When his business was dying, when his business was on last legs, he said, you know what? We're going to pivot. We're going to pivot from making wool shoes that look kind of shitty to AI. And it made all the sense in the world to me. I saw a really good demonstration of their new AI tool. So someone typed it in, looks very similar to ChatGPT. They typed in, hey, where can I go in my city to find Nike shoes? And it just responded, and this is crazy how quickly they shifted. It responded, shoes. So the tech's not there right now.
Yeah, I mean,
but the idea of it and the brand behind it, that's kind of a match made in heaven.
yeah, I do like this blueprint from other companies going forward. Like, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but look, if this podcast thing doesn't work out, we could have an AI pivot in our future.
Launch your AI.
Launch your AI. I mean, it could be amazing. I thought this was hilarious because it's like, shit. It's like we can't crack this like brutal, footwear industry, but like, you know what? Let's just do something way simpler. Let's just do AI. It's like, to me, I would think that making shoes and selling them is probably one of the simpler businesses you could be in. That didn't work out. I would love to be the fly on the wall in the boardroom where the guy was like, should we do AI now? Because we've seen companies in the past make radical pivots. I think one of my favorite ones is Nokia. I feel like they're not really a player anymore, but they made cell phones in the early days of cell phones, and they started as a tire company. There was a tire company, Nokian, but they were using these big-time walkie-talkies in, I don't know, the tire-making operations. Eventually, they realized, wait, our tires are pretty good, but honestly, these walkie-talkies, like, this might be our bread and butter. They eventually become a cell phone brand. I thought that was one of the funnier transitions. I don't think there was anything like that at play here. Like, was it some type of like proprietary AI they're using as far for the shoe business?
No. So
Yeah, that's hilarious.
I've listened to actually a tech podcast on this. And so what it is, the truth behind it is actually one of the best kind of fuck yous to Silicon Valley of all time. So one of the reasons Allbirds became like the most popular shoe company in 2018 to 2020 was because basically every single executive or every single bigwig in Silicon Valley wore Allbirds. It was kind of a thing. It was like the minimalist shoe. It was that classic millennial attire of just like a solid color, no design, kind of ugly, very minimal. And then Silicon Valley just stopped. They just stopped wearing Allbirds. Everyone in Silicon Valley just decided it wasn't cool anymore. They weren't going to wear Allbirds. So Allbirds on their way out was like, oh yeah, you're going to like fuck with us and make fun of us? Well, our last act as a company is we're going to make fun of you fucking losers because all of you in Silicon Valley just put AI at the end of anything and you get $300 million in investment because it says AI. So they said, you know what? Instead of going bankrupt, let's fucking become an AI company just like all these morons who used to wear our shoes. And it worked. 800% up in one day. I love it. Allbirds for the win. You have one of your biggest investors in Allbirds actually sitting in this leather chair. I am a believer in Allbirds. I have never believed in a company more than this. I think NVIDIA is on the way down and Allbirds is on the way up.
Yeah, it's actually does a hilarious job of driving home the point that AI is such a bubble. The fact that they just said they were going to do AI, it's like, are they good at it? Has anyone seen it? Do we have reason to believe it could work? People said, what? Who cares? They're doing AI. That's the next big thing. I'm like, now kind of reevaluating any AI investment I have. It's maybe we got a little too excited with, because there's no way every AI is going to
No, I
come out on the other side.
actually liquidated all my investments this past week, and I'm only going to sports bet now.
Nice.
Yeah, so I think it's smart. I don't know.
Yeah? That's right, on FanDuel.
FanDuel, not
On
Kalshi,
FanDuel.
though.
Right. Well, that's buying and trading securities. All right, let's get into it. Amon Ross St. Brown, he's got a popular podcast. He revealed that back in the day when him and his brother used to get in a fight outside, their dad used to make the bros kiss on the lips to make up after the fight and remind them that they love each other. What were our thoughts here?
Well, the first thing that came to my mind was this is Tom Brady's playbook right here, kissing immediate family members on the lips. No, it's absolutely disgusting. But I will say it's kind of a genius move because if you want to get your kids not to fight and they're slightly homophobic, getting forced to kiss to have to like move on from the fight pretty much eliminates those kids from ever fighting again because the outcome is so horribly graphic and disgusting and honestly traumatizing to the point where it makes sense why Amon-Ra St. Brown wears a wife beater every single time he's on his podcast because he's secretly a homosexual.
Yeah, it is interesting because I guess one of the things was said, I guess I don't know, their mom or dad, there's some German heritage there, and they said that's somewhat of a traditional German thing to kiss and make up.
No.
Not that I'm aware of, but that was, I don't know.
It's funny.
St. Brown said that.
Also, it's funny that out of all the German traditions that they take, that's the only one because I promise you, they are not doing anything traditionally German in that household except for kissing on the lips.
Yeah, it is wild. It's, if anything, putting it out there, it seems like a huge mistake. It's like, oh, you're going to get... He'll probably never get in this. Like, this guy is a hell of a receiver. Probably one of the top 5-ish in the league, even though he doesn't always get the flowers he probably deserves. He could have the most insane career, like win a couple Super Bowls, but I feel like he'll always, it's like, oh, aren't you the guy who kisses his brother on the lips? But to me, I mean, that's a secure man right there. He's just like, I will put this out there. You can rip on me. I don't care. My life is sick. I'm playing for Coach MCDC. You know, I'm racking up catches. I'm a millionaire. He's a funny guy in a podcast. I'm like, you know what? I respect a guy who's like, I don't give a fuck. You can make fun of me. I don't care.
You're right. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, the fact that they're that rich and can just say whatever they want.
Yeah. I'm like, this guy might be unbreakable.
Yeah,
because everyone's going to be like, you kissed your brother on the lips. He's like, yeah, I told you that. Like, I don't know.
He is gay, though.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Speaking of people who actually are gay, we don't say it in a derogatory manner. It's just a matter of fact. The WNBA's Dallas Wings, they have the number 1 pick in the draft for the second consecutive season. They drafted AZ Fudd from UConn. She will join last year's number 1 pick, her former UConn teammate, Paige Beckers. They're currently dating. So it's an interesting dynamic. The two, the couple, they will number 1 picks. They're in a relationship. They're trying to right the ship with this Dallas Wings franchise. I think this is super interesting. At the media day where AZ Fudd was introduced, it naturally came up. A reporter asked the question. The Wings shot it down. They shot it down and basically said, whatever happens in these players' personal lives, it's their personal life. And it's honestly ridiculous. We're not going to get into it ever again. I don't agree with that at all. It's their personal lives. They're allowed to do what they want to do, but it absolutely is a warranted question and a conversation. I mean, Trent, you were married. Could you picture playing on a sports team with your wife?
Well, she wouldn't have been a first pick in the draft. I would have been, but that's besides the point. No, I think there's going to be a lot of conflict here, and especially an emotional league like the WNBA, they're going to struggle to kind of find their footing. It is cool that they do get to live in the same city, go to the same stuff. Might strengthen their relationship. I'm just in my head thinking about like all the play names that they can call now. So my thought is one of them starts at the bottom baseline, the other starts opposite, and then they cross. And the cross, that play is going to be called scissors. And that will be one of the top plays, I think, for them. I think there's another one that could be there. Like, they do this, and it's called liquor. I think that would be a good one. So there's a lot of, like, fun play names that you could do based on the relationship.
Yeah. I think it's just the elephant in the room here is just, what if they break up? Like, what if they break up? It is just, you're the Dallas Wings. You're probably not looking to, you look at this duo, number 1 picks, back-to-back seasons, as these are your franchise cornerstones. You're looking to build around them for years. It's like, if those two break up, are they going to be able to professionally coexist? It could be kind of nasty. It's a weird scenario where it's like, not only are you hoping, can these two top picks play together? It's a classic dynamic in sports. You're now asking, their relationship is now part of the story. Like, it needs to stay together.
Statistically speaking, it's going to end poorly.
Yeah. I'm rooting for them. I think it's a cool story. I mean, they were phenomenal players in college, but I don't agree with the Wings media team. I think they're in a tough spot, but the idea that the line of questioning is ridiculous.
Guys, it's 2026.
Absolutely
Get
questionable.
any media you can. Get any media you can. At the end of the day, you're a business. You need eyeballs on the videos. Let them talk about the relationship live.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to hear it. It's the only reason anyone. That's the reason they made this damn podcast that we're even talking about. It's like, it's an interesting story. Let us talk about it.
Yeah. So I look forward to seeing the Wings try to bounce back this season, which starts this summer. Is that the?
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. Never watched the game.
But all right. Before we get into the NBA, we got to talk. Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce's new steakhouse. It reportedly is trash. TikTok users have been pretty critical of the new establishment at Kansas City, saying that steaks are mediocre. The meat is lower quality than the ground beef at Taco Bell, and they're being charged up to $400 per steak.
This is an abomination. This is exactly why players need to stay in their lane. Travis Kelce gets a little bit of fame with Taylor Swift and thinks he can just do anything. He does a shitty podcast. He's not funny. He's very annoying. He gets a black person haircut. It's very strange. And then he tries to open up a steakhouse with maybe the 10th greatest quarterback in NFL history in Patrick Mahomes. And they do what they do best now, which is suck. Not only are the Chiefs dynasty, are they past their time, these guys can't even open up a steakhouse properly. One of the best steakhouses from a pro player of all time was Dan Marino's Steakhouse down in Miami, and also Mike Ditka's Steakhouse up in Chicago. To try to replicate those two legends in their steakhouse game is an abomination to the NFL. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce need to stay in their lane. According to my sources, this is one of the worst steakhouses in all of Kansas City, Missouri.
Yeah, I'm hearing that as well. And to me, this is just symbolic of where the Chiefs are at as a franchise. It's like, you know, they had their nice little run. They cashed in on 3 Super Bowls, and now they're just resting on their laurels and mailing it in. Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, they're robbing the good people of Kansas City who are showing up at their steakhouse just because of the hype that their favorite athletes are behind this endeavor. I don't think they're going to be around for a very long time because you look at a town like Kansas City, that is the undisputed barbecue capital of the world. There's so much good barbecue food in town.
There is good barbecue
Why
there.
are you going to an overpriced steakhouse when you have so many great options? And, you know, when I look at all-time greats, it's like not only are they successful on the field, but they're successful with their business endeavors off the field. I look at Tom Brady and his TB12 method, his TB12 brand. They're no longer in business, and I didn't look at the financials, but I think that was probably a voluntary decision by Brady. He just wanted to go out on top. He was selling people big-time books, helping them with their nutrition. He was selling, for only $49.99 a bottle, the TB12 Protect powder, which all but implied that it prevented coronavirus, which was huge about 5 or 6 years ago. So, you know, while Mahomes and Kelce are out here robbing people for mediocre steak, Tom Brady was basically finding a cure for COVID before there was even a vaccine out.
Oh, and you get that. It's like one is actually good with business, and then the others clearly just have no concept of how to perform in the business world. And it makes sense because Kelce, A, was never a good tight end until Mahomes came to the league. And Mahomes come to the league, has a stacked roster.
Right.
One of the best coaches in the NFL, and then a stacked roster. So these two have been the most overhyped athletes, I think, in our generation. And they're done. They're never coming back. Mahomes has no legs anymore. Kelce looks like he needs to move into a trailer with Taylor Swift.
Yeah. So it's I don't know if we're going to be going there. I don't know
if we do. I mean, we do have a trend of going to restaurants and then giving a review. We've only given one review ever, and it did go viral.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Maybe we should just do restaurant reviews.
That could be our thing. So I think we can bring this up on the pod real quick. Because we were talking, we're like, you know, that's a classic move. You know, it's people love pizza reviews, love to review the restaurant. We talked about other things we could review. Nothing hits like food. We were in Austin. I feel like a couple of good ideas came up. We were saying the Colorado River, the one in Austin, didn't really do it for us. We were saying we could rate rivers.
We could do rivers.
I would have given that river like a 4.2. It's kind of underwhelming.
Yeah,
a good river.
And there's a lot of back and forth on whether it actually is the Colorado River or not.
Yeah.
I would give it a 3.1. The river itself, 4.2. The people that surround the river make it a 3.1.
Yeah, it was tough. We also talked about potentially reviewing bathrooms, particularly ones at hotels you're not staying in. and the rating is kind of comfort level for you to take a dump in as a non-hotel guest.
Which is a great idea. It's just, I think we talked about this. That's definitely, I feel like maybe more of a niche clientele to ingest these bathroom reviews.
Yeah, I think more people like pizza, subs, steak. So
I think,
it's, I don't know. We're workshopping ideas. We'll do anything.
There'll be more to come with that.
We'll do anything.
We're not going to spoil that yet.
All right. What do we want to do? Should we do our quick NHL minute, or should we just get into the let's do an NHL minute. Chell minute.
Chelio.
Stanley Cup playoffs are coming up. We haven't talked a ton of hockey on this program, but I'm not a big hockey guy, but the Stanley Cup playoffs get me fired up. I think it's a good watch every time around. The favorites to win the title, we got the Colorado Avalanche at plus 300, the Tampa Bay Lightning at plus 360, Carolina Hurricanes at plus 500. We've got an intriguing first-round matchup with implications on this program. Trent, your Buffalo Sabres, they've snapped their 14-year playoff drought. Now the New York Jets have the undisputed longest playoff drought in Big Four sports. And they've got a first-round matchup with the Boston Bruins. Are we going to be beefing over this?
We are going to be beefing over this, and we're going to have to put something on the line for this. My boy Lindy Ruff has the boys raring to go in the playoffs. We have a young team. They're hungry, and the Sabres are playing hockey. They're playing puck.
Right.
Like I've never seen them play puck. I'll tell you that right now. And one thing I think we need to put on the line is the loser has to buy 247 hats.
Okay.
Of the hockey team of the winning thing. And then we both wear the same hat for a whole podcast.
Sure. That ain't too crazy. But here's the thing. The Sabres are our favorite at minus 175.
Don't care. You have no faith in your Bruins.
Yeah, they're not that good. They're not that good. But here's my thing. It's this year's Bruins, they're not a great team. Of all the playoff teams that qualified, they have the second lowest odds to win the title. They're not going on a deep run. It's potentially knock out the Sabres right here. That would be like a Stanley Cup run for this Bruins team. They're kind of rebuild. They're retooling. It's just the roster is lacking. They got in the playoffs because it's a weak Eastern Conference. But Boston versus Buffalo, this is just too classic. It's like, this is exciting for me. And I'm kind of someone who I sort of like when there are certain towns in sports that just lose all the time. I don't really want that to change. Like, I didn't want the Cubs to break through and win a World Series in 2016. Most of the country was rooting for it. I kind of thought it was cooler that they just, if they remained the team that hadn't won a World Series. Because they kind of lost their identity. I know it was just one. So they've only won one now in 118 years, but I don't really look at the Cubs as a joke anymore. Like, I actually just look at them like, yeah, that's a legit ball club.
It's fair.
1 in 118 is pretty bad still, but I'm like, it really changed the perception. And I don't know if I can handle Buffalo becoming like a city of champions in the way that, like, remember when Tampa out of nowhere just flipped? You had the Lightning going back-to-back, the Buccaneers winning. It's like, Tampa's
and the Rays went to the World Series.
Yeah, I'm like, Tampa? This is supposed to be kind of a loser sports town. I don't know if I can handle that with Buffalo because I do believe that Josh Allen and the Bills will win a Super Bowl. Even if it's just one, I do believe they're going to get one. So the Sabres going to win one too. It's like Buffalo being the city of champions. That just wouldn't sit right with me. I don't want to see it. I kind of want to see Boston sort of keep that dominance over Buffalo.
What an
just for this one little round.
What an arrogant, smug asshole from fucking Northeast, fucking Boston area. I can't fucking take this. Andy, honestly, we're going to have to move on to the next topic because your insufferable take on the city of Buffalo will not be accepted on this program. I don't care if it's your birthday. I don't care. I don't care if it's your fucking graduation day. You will not disrespect the city of Buffalo like that. To call us losers and to imply that that's what we're known as is insane because no one is more of a winner city than Buffalo, New York.
Hell yeah. Actually, I want to go this year. Schedule's not out yet, but I do want to see the Pats.
New
in Buffalo.
stadium.
Want to get some wings. I just want to drink with the Buffalo people.
It's a fun time.
You know, of the few I know, it's electric.
We have a good time.
Yeah. All right. It's time. This is why you tuned in, probably. I don't know. It's the official NBA playoff preview.
3 beers, 3
Right?
beers?
3 beers. We're working our way through it. Trent's a little ahead of me, but, hey, it's
Well, he's not watching the clock. That's why.
we're putting in work. Yeah, I need to watch the clock more. For starters, let's talk NBA play-in because we had some play-in action going on.
Hold on. I hate to cut your momentum off. Is your watch actually accurate today?
It actually is. I did update it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No, it is crazy.
All right,
Also,
start
see,
over.
look how it has like a little Chinese symbol instead of saying Friday. I can have it say Friday or it's Japanese. Sorry, not Chinese.
Hey, Seiko's a nice Japanese watch.
Right. I was like, did I say Chinese? It's Japanese.
We love the Chinese, right? We love them.
But
Kim Jong-un, great guy.
right, famous Chinese. But we had the NBA play-in going on. This week.
NBA play-in, huge games.
So, I guess what are our thoughts on the NBA play-in tournament? I guess I'll go first. This has been around for a handful of years now. And at first, I really didn't like it. I didn't like it because I feel like it gave teams incentive to just mail it in the regular season. We saw one season where both the Lakers and the Heat made the conference finals out of the play-in. I feel like it gives these veteran teams just an excuse to say, yeah, whatever. We can finish 10th in the conference. We'll be fine. But I'm honestly coming around on it a little bit. I think it gives there's a little different incentive. I feel like it matters now to get the 6th seed to get out of the play-in tournament. Whereas in the past, it's like if you're not getting home court in the first round, what's the difference between a 5th seed and an 8th seed? So I do like when there's kind of tiers of things you can earn during the regular season. And just watching during the week, some of these games are electric. I'm particularly talking about the Charlotte Hornets versus the Miami Heat. It's like in the NBA, when guys are going 100%, the product is awesome. We bitch about the regular season. We're like, oh my God, this is unwatchable. No one cares. No one's playing defense. When guys are going hard, seasons on the line, it's a great watch. And, especially in the NBA, we talk about everything as championship or bust. It's like, for a town like Charlotte, the Hornets probably aren't going to win the NBA championship this year. But that back and forth overtime classic in the play-in round against the Heat, like that may be their NBA championship. And I'm not knocking them. It's just we need other things that teams can be, fans can be excited about besides just winning the chip. I think, to me, that's what the play-in's for. It's like this was an exciting Hornets team. They finished as the 9th seed, but they still have a shot.
LaMelo Ball, shot caller, 20 in. Yeah, LaMelo Ball played his butt off. He's getting a lot of flack for the tripping violation.
He is. I mean, by today's standards, that was pretty dirty. Pretty dirty. I feel like his response after the game was kind of dumb as fuck. They're like, hey, did you, what happened there? He's like, dude, I don't know. I hit my head. They're like, oh. He's like, I think I have a concussion. They're like, wait, were you evaluated for concussion? He's like, oh, I don't know. I don't know how concussions work. Not a good answer. Not a good answer, really. So it's
that guy needs to stay away from microphones at all costs.
He's someone. It's like, thank God he has basketball.
Yeah, it's true. And the funny part with that response too is, he thought he was outsmarting the reporter to be like, oh, I did mean to trip him, but I'm gonna say that I hurt my head. And then so he's like, I don't remember. I hurt my head. And they're like, wait, you hurt your head and then played? He's like, oh, shit. That might actually be worse than me just saying, yes, I tripped him. So classic LaMelo Ball talking himself into a blunder.
Yeah, that wasn't great. But overall, I think I'm good with the plan. I mean, it is kind of stupid. It's like the Golden State Warriors were 7 games below 500, and they still have a shot. I don't know. But you know what? It's good entertainment. I'm coming around on it. Whatever. I do think in the West, it's like, all right, whoever plays the Thunder, you kind of have no freaking chance. But in the East, the Pistons are a 1 seed. I mean, I think they deserve their respect, but that's kind of an inexperienced 1 seed. Could be that could be the profile of a 1 seed that gets knocked off.
Let's get into some predictions.
Well, let's get into it. Would you like to start with your NBA Finals prediction?
Wow.
I think we do
First off,
championship picks, then we can talk about these first round series.
So you want me to go backwards? You want me to give my NBA champion before we even talk specifics?
That's what I was thinking. Or, fine. Let's just start with the first round.
Let's go one by
Let's
one.
start with the first round. All right. So
we need more retention time on the podcast.
So we're recording on Friday, which is when the 8 seed games take place. Just the purpose of this conversation, I'm going to pretend that the Hornets and Warriors win the play-in games. So if it's the Magic and or
Suns,
then yeah, I just misspoke. I meant Magic or Suns. But Yeah, I'm just going to pretend the Hornets and Golden State have advanced.
Okay.
Because that's what I'm expecting to happen. So for those series, we don't have odds yet. It's kind of annoying. Let's get into it. In the East, the Pistons are the 1 seed. They're going to play the Magic or the Hornets. But let's say it's the Hornets here. We don't have odds yet. We don't have odds. Like I was saying, I do think this is a scenario where, especially if it's these feisty Hornets, I would give them kind of a puncher's chance to beat the Pistons. Now, the Pistons have some playoff experience. They were in the postseason last year. They took the Knicks to 6 games in the first round. They looked pretty good doing it. And they've got dominant bigs down low. But I don't know. It's pretty inexperienced for a 1 seed. The Hornets just seem to have some kind of magic. I don't know. Once these odds come out, I might be throwing some money Charlotte's way.
To win the series?
Yeah.
That's insane. Now, Pistons are going to win in 5 games. Hornets will get 1 game. LaMelo will probably get hot, but you're talking about a complete team and one of the best players in the NBA right now, Cade Cunningham. This guy is electric, and he's going to show the league. This is going to be his coming out party in the playoffs this year. Cade Cunningham is for real.
Right. We all love Cade Cunningham. And
come on, his ham.
Right. That's exactly right. That's part of it is that he's expected to return, but he just missed a lot of time with a collapsed lung. So his lung was collapsed. It is now no longer collapsed, but it just seems like things might be brewing for the Hornets to just kind of ride some magic. Now, the Pistons actually played pretty well even with Cade out. I don't know. Yeah, usually the 8 seed doesn't win, but I don't know. He's crazy. But it's a weird 1-8 matchup.
All right, bold take.
Weird 1-8 matchup,
All
so
right,
I don't know.
Next matchup, we have the Oklahoma City Thunder. Chet Holmgren obviously leads that team.
Yes.
And the Warriors.
That's right. And this is we don't have the odds yet, but Oklahoma City is going to be an enormous favorite. They were the most dominant team in the NBA this season. The Warriors well below 500. I kind of don't really see a Golden State upset, but holy crap, would that be cinema. I mean, we're talking one last run for, Steph, Draymond Green, Steve Kerr. He can go to the podium, tell people who to vote for president. It is just, there would be something kind of poetic about it. It's like the Thunder right now, they're trying to become kind of the first modern dynasty since the Warriors. And if these crazy, well, not the Splash Bros anymore, but if these crazy Warriors said, nuh-uh, that's our thing, there are no dynasties here. Are the Warriors going to go on a run? I doubt it, but I hope this is a good series. I hope it's a good series. To be honest, I think the Warriors might get their doors blown off. I think the Thunder will probably sweep or win 5 games.
Bring out the broom.
But holy crap. I mean,
It's a sweep.
When Steph Curry's going to the playoffs, it's box office. So it kind of annoys me at times. I'm like, oh my God, the Warriors are not good anymore. They're a bad team, but they still get a ton of airtime. Everyone's like, what's going to happen with Kuminga? What about John? I'm like, before he got traded, I'm like, oh my God, shut the fuck up. I don't care about Jonathan Kuminga. It's like, I feel like I would just go outside to get the mail. Somebody like, hey, Jonathan Kuminga rumors. I'm like, I didn't ask for any of this. But I honestly get it, though. It's like they're in the news because they still have the most box office player in the league in Steph Curry. I don't think it's going to be enough.
Yeah, the ascension of the Warriors in the media was kind of crazy during that whole time, but no, they're getting swept.
Yeah.
There's no Cinderella story here. This is Shea Gilgeous Alexander's team.
Right.
He is going to dominate.
Yeah. So I think that should be an easy one there. All right. Back to the East. We got the number 2 seed. It's the Celtics versus the 76ers. The Celtics minus 900 to win the series. And I don't think Philly has much of a chance here. I feel like a big part of it is that Joel Embiid cannot catch a break. He's out again. He has appendicitis. For the first time in forever, Joel Embiid actually put together a pretty healthy season. It seems like a miracle. It's like, for years we've been saying, but what if Embiid's healthy? What if he's healthy? And I was kind of telling people, hey, it's usually, that guy who wasn't healthy when he was 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, it's probably not that likely that he's going to magically be healthy when he's 33. But he was. It happened. It was like, oh my God, things are looking right in Philly. Out with appendicitis now. It's like, I've gotten on him being like, hey, where's this conditioning at? Why is he hurt all the time? I don't know if I can really blame him for that. It stinks. They actually look pretty electric in their playing game against Orlando. I forgot Paul George was on the team. He was making plays. Tyrese Maxey, an exciting young player, but I think without Embiid, I do think this will be a bloodbath. I think the Celtics probably win in 5 games.
It is a sad day for Philly, man. I mean,
Yeah.
the fact that they just can't catch a break. I mean, the odds say everything you need to know in this series. Celtics are going to win very easily. I think it's going to be a good, nice warm-up, tune-up match for the Celtics. I like the Celtics this year. I think they're going to be pretty dangerous, and they're going to make a run.
Yeah, it's
I don't like the Celtics. I just think they're going to win this year.
yeah. I'm pretty fired up. Pretty fired up. All right, let's go out west. Going out west, it's the San Antonio
Go
Spurs.
West, young man. Haven't you been told?
We're talking. It's Wemby's playoff debut in year 3. He's reached his first postseason. They're playing the number 7 Portland Trailblazers. The Spurs are minus 2,000 to win this series.
You almost have to bet Portland in this.
It is kind of crazy. It's like
That's like
damn.
that's a good odds.
that is disrespectful.
I mean, these are all grown ass adults who are very good at their craft. I'm betting Portland, but obviously the Spurs are going to win, and that's why me liquidating my entire retirement fund to sports gamble probably a bad idea.
but if it hits though, I mean, oof,
Yeah, that's like
all time
getting
investor.
an Nvidia 20 years ago.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like to be that much of a favorite is wild in your first playoff appearance. The problem is they're playing a Blazers team that this group hasn't been to the playoffs either. Denny Advia is killing it, but he's been a nice story, but I'm going to take the physical force of Victor Wembanyama any day. I think the Spurs look incredible. I think they're about to go on a nice little run.
Well, and Victor Wembanyama is one of the most rested players in the league this year. He does not play any minutes during the games. It's kind of bullshit.
He doesn't need to.
I guess.
It's crazy. So, yeah, I don't think there'll be a whole lot to see there. I think the Spurs advance with ease. All right, back to the East. The number 3 seed Knicks taking on the number 6 Atlanta Hawks. I was kind of surprised at these odds. The Knicks, they're a favorite, but it's minus 275. So Vegas giving the Hawks, honestly, more of a chance than I would have thought. Knicks still a heavy favorite, but Vegas sees a reality where Atlanta pulls this thing out.
No, I think in a day and age where they say ice out, no ice, that means Trae Young's going to have a bad series.
Right.
I think Jalen Brunson is going to have his best playoffs this entire year.
Yeah. No, I do think I'm taking the Knicks in this one. They haven't looked at the same team as last year, but they're still a formidable group. And I predict Trae Young will be an absolute no-show in this series. I wouldn't be surprised if you don't even see him on the screen or camera at all, mostly because he's on the Wizards and they're not in the playoffs. It's Jalen Johnson, these Hawks. I don't think they have the ammunition to get it done. I think the Knicks, I'd probably win in 5. I'd be surprised this went 6 games.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, listen, it was a tough take.
If they had Trae Young, though, I might look at this differently because they did have a classic playoff series 5 years ago where Trae went. He was public enemy number 1 in New York.
I guess
the Hawks got to the conference finals. The Hawks, they ended up being a better team without Trae Young, so it was an addition by subtraction. But
do they have DeJounte Murray?
no, he's gone as well. He's gone too. They've had major shakeups.
Who do they have?
Jalen Johnson is their big star now.
Okay.
And it's confusing because I think that's also a cornerback for the Bears.
Yeah,
That could be anyone.
There's a lot of Jalen Johnson's very non-specific name. I'm going to need more specific.
Yeah. Oh, well, they traded for Jonathan Kuminga. I was talking about how I was like, oh my God, shut the hell up.
Does he play for him?
He does play.
Okay.
He does play. They flipped Kristaps Porzingis for Jonathan Kuminga. So Porzingis is in Golden State now.
Interesting. Wow. Well, I tell you what, I've been paying attention all season, so it should be a good matchup.
Yeah, I know it's crazy, but honestly, that's the thing with Trae Young. Like, okay, they were a better team without him, but he's just like a player with balls the size of fucking Jupiter. Like, I actually think he was a big time playoff performer. So some of the numbers would say, like, guys who don't play any defense like that, they're hard to kind of fit in the puzzle. Something about Trae Young, like, I feel like no moment was too big for him. So
Yeah.
I did kind of like him. I don't know. I might look at this differently if Trae Young were still there.
Yeah, but no, in New York.
But he's not. Yeah, I think the Knicks will win easily. All right.
It's come to be a part. Go ahead.
New York. All right, out west. It's number 3 seed Denver Nuggets taking on the Timberwolves, who are the 6 seed.
Yeah.
Denver's the favorite, minus 350. I think this is a great matchup.
It's a great matchup.
So, unfortunately, the Timberwolves have kind of slipped down the stretch. Like a few weeks ago, they were on track to get home court in the first round. And talk about big balls, no moments too big. I'm looking at Anthony Edwards. Like, this Timberwolves team, they've been playoff overachievers. They've reached back-to-back conference finals. Last season, they took on the LeBron and Luka Lakers, beat the bag out of them. They swept them in the first round. And I look at 2 years ago when the Nuggets were the defending champions. The Timberwolves won that series in 7 games to knock them off, winning 3 games in Denver. I look at this, I don't know. Given the minus 350, Denver's favored. I see a world where Minnesota can pull this one out. Because prior to this season, they had really had the Nuggets number.
I think to count out Minnesota would be very foolish. Obviously, Nikola Jokic is one of the best big men of all time, and he's going to have a great series. No question about that. This series comes down to a Game 7. And it's going to be the NBA's biggest wet dream of the first round because you have Nikola Jokic versus Anthony Edwards, round 1 in a Game 7. I have the Minnesota Timberwolves winning in 7 games.
Yeah. It'd be crazy.
Mark my words.
That would be kind of a repeat of what happened in 2024. I'm never going to count Anthony Edwards out. He's coming off an injury, but he'll be back. And I don't know. These crazy Timberwolves, man, it's like for a team that's in back to Western Conference Finals, just not even in the conversation this year. And people are talking about it like they've already gone home. It's watch out for these crazy Wolves. And I think Jokic is incredible. I think he's the best player in the world. But one thing I want to say on Nikola Jokic, I think his mannerisms are hilarious. I think when they won the title in 2023 and he almost seemed like annoyed, it was just like it was hilarious because it was so authentic. Like there's no one like him. I would just put it this way. I wouldn't want every player to be like that. I actually do like when it seems like the guys care about the team accomplishment. Like I actually like when the team wins it all and the guys are like, oh my God. It disgusts me when the guys get super hung up on the individual accomplishments of like, oh my God, I won MVP. It's the best thing happened to me. It's like, ugh. But when the players are breaking down after they win the title, the team accomplishment, I actually do like that. So Jokic is hilarious, but I wouldn't necessarily want every athlete to be like that.
No, they literally interviewed him after the championship. He was like,
can I go home?
I just want to get home to race my horses. Yeah. It's like, dude, like, why are we even watching that? You don't even like doing this. He's like, yeah, I don't like doing this. You're right. I do not like doing this.
So it's hard for me not to think of that. Like, I mean, the guy clearly takes his job seriously. It's not like he's someone who goes out and mails it in.
He basically plays in the NBA like we all go to our jobs.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. But it's hard for me not to think of that in the back of my mind. It's like, does this guy really want it in the same way that, someone else maybe who hasn't won or just views their NBA job differently? I don't know. He's a champion, so it's probably unfair to put it that way. Right. But I'll always kind of think of that.
I have Minnesota winning.
Yeah, I'm tempted to bet Minnesota as well.
We got 10 minutes.
Yeah, we got 10 minutes. We'll be quick. This one's kind of nothing burger. It's number 4 Cavs taking number 5 Raptors in the East. Cleveland minus 600.
Cleveland all day long.
Yeah, Cleveland's going to win this. It's this group has been in the playoffs and they've won first rounds quite a few times before.
I just don't think DeMar DeRozan and Anunoby are going to.
Right, exactly. Yeah. No, it's. I don't think Toronto's have enough ammunition. I think they were a pretty good surprise team. Not a lot of people even thought they'd be in the playoffs, so they had a nice little season. Cavs.
Tough matchup for them first round though.
That sucks. Yeah, the Cavs are probably better than your typical 4 seed. I think going into the season, a lot of people thought, with Tatum out with the Celtics, they thought they'd probably be maybe the 1 seed in the East. I don't think people saw Detroit coming. So, one thing I will say about these crazy Cavs, as it gets deeper, James Harden's going to be a problem. Like, for the Cavaliers.
He's always been a problem.
Kevin, I'm sorry, dude. I wish we could have you on here so I could tell you face to face, but I've already said it a few times. I feel bad for you because Cavs fans, they've talked themselves into James Harden being the piece that's going to put them over the top or get them to the next level. It's like they've been stuck in the second round trying to get to the conference finals. Playoff Harden, this guy is a no-show. Like, everything this guy touches turns to dog shit. I like Donovan Mitchell a lot, but he's hardly a playoff overachiever. It is, once the competition steps up, they'll likely see Detroit in round 2.
James Harden would be my last pick in the draft of people I want to be on my team in the NBA playoffs.
I think if you looked up the word loser in the dictionary, there should be a photo of James Harden.
Honestly,
he is a losing player.
He's a loser. He is not a winning ball player. I just cannot stand him.
Yeah, and he's never in shape, so I could not care less about all the numbers. Oh, but he's number 3. You know what?
He's the best shooting guard. No, he's not.
Eye test. This guy is never there when it matters the most, and he won't be down the stretch, but they'll get through the Raptors. All right, last up, this is a good 4-5 matchup out west. It's LeBron and the Lakers against Kevin Durant and the Houston Rockets. The Rockets are heavy favorites, minus 650 to win this series. To me, a lot of things are interesting here. So Luka is out. It is a gut punch for a Lakers team that had a pretty good season, presumably would be
How long is he out
somewhat
for?
of a contender. He's not expected to play
With
in
a
this
hammy,
series.
right?
Yeah, I believe he's doubtful to make an appearance in this series.
But if they win, he could potentially
I think he can
return.
come back down the road.
Oh, man, yeah, that sucks because I remember seeing this injury, so that's bad timing. I will say this, and I've been taught this lesson over the last 20 years now. If you're counting out a LeBron James Lakers team in the NBA playoffs, you're kind of a joke because LeBron knows how to control ball games in the playoffs. I know he's getting old. I know he's on his last legs, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is a competitive series. That number that you just said makes me think that betting the Lakers is not a bad bet.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think there's a lot to still be excited about in this series. It's like going into the season, both these teams, they looked like they could be really exciting title contenders. Like Luka being out for the Lakers, huge gut punch. And for the Rockets, they were a feisty team, feisty young team, had a nice little playoff battle with the Warriors last season. They lost Steven Adams, their center. They lost Fred VanVleet, their point guard. So it's like they're without 40% of their starting five. That's thrown a wrench in everything. They have not been the team you thought they would be. But I do think it's cool. It's probably for one final time, we're going to see LeBron and Durant go head-to-head in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So that's going to be box office. It is, I mean, for Lakers, they've been running everything through Luka Doncic. Like, LeBron has had to take a back seat this season. That's not going to be the case. So if you want to see LeBron kind of take command one last time in the playoffs, I think this might be it in this series. LeBron's going to step up, and with Luka out, the other white guys on the Lakers roster are going to need to step up to give them a chance. I think with those odds, plus 650, I would be inclined to bet the Lakers as well. Like, I would probably lean Rockets, but I think it's closer to a coin flip.
No, I agree with that. I think the Lakers is a safe bet in this one.
Yeah.
Given the odds.
It is wild. So, I don't know. It's a lot of times the NBA playoffs can be a little bit chalky. Like, there's some outcomes we just don't see happening. Some of these lines are kind of crazy.
$1,000 to win $6,500.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
So, I don't know.
I think we throw a K on the Lakers and just pray for LBJ.
Yeah, I might be throwing some action because
I might. Actually, that one out of everything, I like those odds.
yeah, no, it is crazy. All right, we've given you your first round previews. Trent, how about you go for what's your NBA Finals prediction?
All right, NBA Finals prediction. Chug a beer because you're way behind.
I'm way behind.
This is crazy. You're going to be drinking alone because I have to leave.
I'm actually down to.
Drinking alone on your birthday is the saddest thing ever.
It's well, I think right now I have to pee so bad that I'm like, once I pee, everything's fine.
I also have to pee pretty badly. Great point. All right, my NBA prediction for the NBA champions this year is going to be the Spurs versus the Boston Celtics in the championship, and Wembanyama is going to come out and he's going to play his heart out, but it won't matter because the Boston Celtics are going to reign supreme. I hate Boston. I hate everything about it. I hate the people from Boston. Everyone from Boston made fun of me so badly during the Super Bowl that pains me in saying this, but I have to give a good take where a good take takes me, and that is Boston winning the NBA championship. Jason Tatum holding up that trophy with Deuce out there. Deuce is probably like 15 now because I feel like we're just so old. But Boston Celtics with the win.
Shit, yeah. I actually was going to predict the exact same thing. I'm taking the Boston Celtics over the San Antonio Spurs to win the title. And I think the Ticks are going to win the championship because I see the way that Jason Tatum has come back into the fold. And there was a lot of questions. Like, is he going to be able to integrate with Jaylen Brown? Jaylen Brown is having an MVP caliber season himself. Jason Tatum, what makes this guy so great, he is the rare selfless superstar in the NBA. It's like, this guy's a top 5 player in the league in his own right, but he's just been willing to take the back seat to Jaylen Brown, play that style, do what's best for the team. And I think it's fantastic because there were moments, even when they won the championship 2 years ago, Tatum was the best player, but Jaylen Brown had his moments where he took over. I mean, he won conference finals and NBA finals MVP. And guess what? When they run it through Brown this time around, there are going to be moments where they need Tatum to put his top 5 player in the league nuts on the table and take them home. Things are clicking for the C's. What I do think will be helpful, I mean, here's the elephant in the room with our prediction. Neither of us think Oklahoma City is going to get back to the finals. And here's why I think that's not the case. Oklahoma City is an incredible team. So if they went back, repeated, I wouldn't be shocked one bit. But there's a trend in the NBA. Since 2019, a defending champion has not even gotten past the second round. So there's something there where these teams you just run out of gas. So I feel like as sports fans, we tend to look at everything just completely on paper. Like, well, they were this good last year and they added this guy, so now they're better. These are humans. They're people playing the game. I'm not saying the Thunder are mailing in and don't care, but it's just hard to have that same edge when you just celebrated less than a year ago. And you had to play all the way through June. You're burnt out. And they're on a collision course to play the San Antonio Spurs, probably in the conference finals. And the Spurs had the Thunder's number during the regular season. They won 3 of the 4 matchups. I think things are brewing for the San Antonio Spurs to knock off the Thunder. And I like the Celtics over the Spurs in that scenario because here's my thing. This is Wemby's first time in the postseason. It's only his 3rd year. Typically, in the NBA, you kind of see incremental playoff success. Like, teams and players will kind of knock on the door, get a little closer. Maybe Wembanyama is just that much of a stud where, I mean, he's a generational player and first time in the playoffs wins the title. But usually you kind of got to get there, take your lumps. I look at a veteran team like the Celtics has been there countless times. I don't know. I think the Celtics beat the Spurs in 6 games.
I'm here for it. I think my favorite thing is I'm glad you let me go first because I don't think you thought I was going to say the Celtics, and I feel like I ruined your take.
I thought you were going to say, like...
Anyone else?
I thought you were going to say, like, OKC over the Celtics or some shit.
Yeah, I was going to say. It did cross my mind. I do think they're a great team, but I think, oddly enough, I think the Spurs do weirdly beat OKC, and then I don't think they're better than the Celtics. That's the problem.
It's weird. It's like sometimes that's another thing. It's like the team that wins the title, it's like you usually have a great team and you get lucky, whether it's like injuries or your path. Like I look at the Thunder last year. They didn't play anyone all that good. I mean, they had a 7-game battle with Denver in the second round. That was probably their toughest series, but they rolled the Wolves in the conference finals. Then you get the Pacers in the NBA finals, who OKC was clearly better than. Took them to 7, and then, Tyrese Halliburton tears Achilles in that game 7. It's like they had a fatal path. I look at the Celtics
sucked.
the year before. It's like every team they played had an injured player. They didn't have to play Denver. That's usually how it goes. You get somewhat of a break. I think avoiding Oklahoma City will help the Celtics a lot. I do think they could potentially beat OKC, but it's Celtics and Spurs. I watched these two duke it out in March. It was such a good game. I had a vision. I said, this is going to be the NBA Finals. It's going to be fantastic.
Ladies and gentlemen, this podcast is brought to you by 3 beers. 3 beers is the best amount of beers. These beers are very full, and when I first ordered them, I thought, it's Andy's birthday. We got to order them. I do have a dinner engagement right after this.
Yeah.
My wife does not know that I was going to be drinking during the podcast, so I will have to regroup on the walk back to the restaurant, and we're going to have to rein it in. This is a serious endeavor for me. We're going to have to rein it in. My wife's going to take this very seriously. This is actually a little bit of a business dinner, so has far-reaching implications to my future. But I thought the most important thing today was drinking 3 beers with the birthday boy, and that's just what I thought. Now that I'm here, I think maybe I should have drank 2 beers.
Right.
I think maybe 2 would have been the number, but I'm glad you guys came along for the ride, and we'll probably do a little time lapse of the beers getting drank.
Yeah.
I think that would be a good short clip.
I didn't do great.
Andy did not do very well, but he just didn't understand the assignment. So
Yeah,
he'll be
not
better
right.
next time.
I'm kind of a notorious slow drinker. Also, these are tall boys, you know?
These are bigger than tall boys. I'm not sure how many ounces they are because it doesn't say on the cup. I'm thinking they're 0.5 liters though, because this is usually like when you go to Europe, they do 0.5 liters, which is a great amount of beer. You get very excited when you get a beer, but Americans count the 0.5 liter beers as one beer, and we're used to 0.33 liters being one beer. So when you get to that 3 number, it starts to be like, well, actually, it's like 5 to 6 beers drank within an hour and 20 minutes because, oh, yeah, shit, I got to go. All right, guys. In the comments, say happy birthday to Andy.
Appreciate
You
that.
guys ripped him in the Terry Blacks to the point where he had to delete his Instagram.
That is true.
So he's re-downloaded it. It's
Yep.
back. Let's be nice this time. And thanks for listening.
Yeah.
And again, the claim to that Venmo is still there. So if you're
that's
listening,
true.
just put one fucking comment in. We will Venmo you so much money if you just
Oh my God.
literally just comment and put your Venmo there.
You're going to have so much money you won't even know what to do with it.
Excuse me, that's a lot of money, right? That's fantastic. If you just Venmo me one time, right? All you got to do is just comment your Venmo address and you will be very rich. Okay, thank you guys. And yeah, leave a comment, happy birthday, or make fun of him.
Yeah, say whatever you
either or.
want.
Yeah, fuck it.
Hell yeah.
That's hilarious. I am fucking hammered. I didn't eat all day.
That's hilarious. Shitload of beer.
That was like a really long